congratulate runners on completing the Boston Marathon, Adidas sent out an email that said, "Congrats! You survived the Boston Marathon!"
Oh my gosh!
How did I already know? It was like the Boston Marathon. Well, hello there, and welcome to the Hardly Working Podcast, the show where we talk about life, love, and labor, hosted by the couple that works, plays, and stays together. You know it. I'm Kelly.
And I'm SP, and I'm having a great day because we just finished lunch with some friends of ours, and it was a good lunch, and we ate some tacos, some burritos, had many margaritas, and I don't know what this show is going to be like, so bear with us. Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to go wild and crazy places. It's going to go in and out of the multiverse, the metaverse, and every verse in between.
Hopefully we meet Spider-Man.
I hope so. All of them. Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, even,
Miles.
that's it, I think. Miles Morales.
Yeah, come on.
My favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah. Left us on a cliffhanger.
I know. That was weird. We saw the second Spider-Man. This was months ago now. Spider-Man into
with our daughter.
Was it Into the Spider-Verse or was that the first one?
Don't ask me.
Whatever the second animated Spider-Man went. Into
the
Spider-Verse margaritas
was,
talking.
Yeah.
Second one, it was good, but it did end on a cliffhanger.
Which is a bummer because we did take our daughter. She was so excited. And then she was like, "Is that it?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's been 2 hours.
But I am happy because she's 8 and I wasn't sure if she could hang with that type of like action oriented thing. Yeah. Usually if it's going to be something she watches, it should be animated, princess related, and have songs. That's what's going to keep her engaged. Yeah. Basically what I'm describing is Frozen.
Yeah.
But she's now old enough that she can hang in a Miles Morales Spider-Man and enjoy it. I think a lot of the credit goes to Spider-Gwen because Spider-Gwen is awesome. And the first 20 minutes of that Spider-Man movie is basically a Spider-Gwen movie.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're not here to talk about Spider-Man.
But it was great. We're here to talk about
so much stuff.
Hardly working. I don't know, and working hard.
Hardly working, working hard. It's been another jam-packed week.
Oh, yeah.
A great week.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. The weeks are starting to blur together.
A little bit.
But for me, I would say welcome to the fall. I know it's not technically fall until I think September 20th, but we've already started changing the studios. We've got some mushrooms.
See if you can find them
in the forest here. And then on Kelly's, I'll let you talk so the camera will go to you.
We got some pumpkins, y'all.
Yeah.
It's fall, y'all. I see one of those pillows.
But we also have new pillows. One's behind me, and Kelly has another one. The studio's getting a makeover. Yeah, that's really what it is. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to fall. This is the official fall kickoff of Hardly Working and fall in general in America and also the world.
All right, so let's talk about this week because you're out here.
I'm here just talking about fall. This is what happens.
Pumpkin spice
Before we get into the week, I have to say, Kelly and I have been talking about this, and we may have talked about this on our last episode. I don't remember. But we decided, I think we did, we're going to try that Eggo waffles brunch in a jar Appalachian sip and cream, which means we will have some boozy drinks for our season
finale.
And
maybe a guest.
A guest?
We'll see. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. But
girls don't drink alone.
That's right. They drink with other girls.
Yeah.
Like me. Here's what I'm saying, though. This is like a preview, a sneak peek of what's going to happen on the final episode. Because I'm already 2 Cadillac margaritas in, which come with an additional shot of whatever. So if
I'm holding down the fort today is what he's saying. Yeah. I have no idea what the show is because he did all the work, but I'm going to keep steering the ship.
At some point, I'm just going to hand the iPad over to Kelly and hope for the best.
All right, so let's talk about this week.
Let's do it. But people at home, just know that I'm feeling good like I should. Whether you're listening or watching, we're glad you're here. We have had an awesome week. Got to grab the iPad.
Yeah. It's been a big one.
So we can talk about it. Yeah. Open it up.
It's hard stop. It's been
so
a good
big
one.
that Kelly can't describe it. First thing is a little bit of me news.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Booked another commercial a couple days ago. Thank you. I'm very happy, very excited about this. It's the second commercial that I've booked this summer. We booked one in July and then booked one. Technically, it was booked in August when we auditioned for it.
Yeah.
Now it's September. But 2 commercials in 2 months over the summer is huge for me. I'm loving it. I got a call from my agent who I love. And he was like, Paul, we love Paul. He was like, have you played baseball before? And I was like, oh man, I bet he's like, I'm trying to pitch you for a baseball thing. And I was like, yeah, I played a lot of baseball. And I didn't realize what I was walking into. He was like, because you're making contact and getting on base every single audition I send you on. And I was like, yeah, I am.
It's better
That's right.
It's better than what I thought. I thought he was going to be like, do you play baseball? Because like I'm starting up a team and we need an extra player. I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to be going to baseball games with like your agent and the other actors and actresses?
It's not for me. Yeah.
No, I know. I was like,
But truth be
it's all about
told,
the hang.
yep, I would do it.
I know, and hate every second of it.
That's true, but I would do it.
And this is just a side note, but you played so much baseball and hate baseball so much that it was like one of the only things your mom really talked about at a speech at our wedding.
Yeah, it was
where
very
she talked
baseball
about
centric.
baseball, yeah, a lot. Knowing that you don't like it, but knowing it was like the biggest thing you did because your dad wanted you to do it and your stepdad, all the things.
So let's talk about my mom real quick. My mom, who is the best human I know, she was getting ready for our wedding. And literally like the week before, on Mother's Day of all days, she wakes up. She describes it as like the whole room was like spinning violently. The short of the story is she had a detached retina in one of her eyes a week before our wedding, had to get it taken care of the next day. Get it taken, like surgically taken care of. And so our wedding was in a week. I was out of town. I think I was in Boston, Orlando at the time. I was on a gig somewhere at the time. Yeah. She got her eyes taken care of. And in all of our wedding photos, first of all, my mom looks fabulous.
I know, she
beautiful, incredible.
And she looks like she's the coolest cat there.
Because she's wearing glasses in every photo.
Yeah.
Yes, because if you saw the eye, you'd be like, ooh, what's going on there? But she killed it just like she does in all things. How do we get to my mom?
We're talking about baseball.
Thank you. She gave a great speech at our wedding about, I don't remember.
The specifics.
So sorry, Mom, that I don't remember the core message here, but talked a lot about how I did a lot of things for people, specifically my dad, because I thought I had to, or I was making people happy. And baseball was one of those things. It was a great speech. And I remember Corey came up and he's like, well, I guess we got to return that baseball glove we just bought SP a second ago. But yes, baseball. Anyway, booked another commercial.
Congratulations.
No one's told me I can't talk about it. But in the industry, it's always like better safe than sorry.
We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later. But we're very excited. Shooting that this week. Second commercial we've booked.
Hopefully coming
this summer.
To TVs near you soon.
Coming to TVs,
screens,
probably to internets and YouTubes to you sometime. I don't know. You had another awesome week booking more gigs too, though. I'm not the only one who booked gigs.
Yeah, I did book another gig this week. Got a phone call from our fave, and Troy. So we booked something there, another celebrity event, which is super fun. And as per usual for most celebrity events, can't talk about it. So we're not going to talk about it. But I also had someone from the Huff Wedding reach out to me, like a guest at the Huff Wedding reach out to me to book me for their corporate
holiday party. Yep.
In December. So I got booked basically twice, which is amazing and incredible.
You're out there killing it, girl.
Excited. Yeah.
Killing it.
Having a great time. It's great. It's been a great year. I'm almost up. I think we may have talked about this last week too, but I'm almost up on my 1 year of leaving my corporate job. Yeah. My 9 to 5. September 7th is the day. It'll be 1 year since I left, which is insane to think about. And we talk about this all the time. I love Troy. I know you're listening. You know we love you. I feel so grateful that he, 1, loves us so much, and 2, trusts us, and 3, always is willing to hear the new crazy thing that we're ready to pitch. And it's always like, yep, let's do it. It's incredible. I love that so much. But him and a few others have made me feel like we were year 3 business in year 1. Yeah. We really ran all year.
To your credit.
To be where I wanted to be.
Yeah. And we'll talk about this a lot next week, but to your credit, you've worked your booty off to make your product and products awesome and stand out. So you've done a great job. But next week we'll be coming up on the 1 year work anniversary for Bumble, which does not mean the first time you started working on this business. You've been working on it for a long time. Yeah. But like you said, it will be the official, I stepped out of my 9 to 5 where I got a steady paycheck and I took the leap into something new. We're coming up on that 1 year. So next week, I'm pretty sure will be a jam-packed episode where we talk about that amongst many other things. And we'll probably split those episodes into 2 to make sure that you get all the goodness there. Yeah.
So that's my week.
Yep.
Some fun stuff.
Now, from the high of highs to the low of lows, we had to talk about what happened at Malibu Wines.
let's just say Malibu Wines, if you've never been, super fun, really cool vibe. I went there with my friend Lindsay. We had a blast. You go and you can pay ahead of time. If you didn't know, you can like make a reservation and you basically get a flight of wine and a charcuterie board. So it's like for 2 people and you can try a bunch of different stuff. And Lindsay and I, number one, we like each other. Number 2, we're talkers.
Yeah.
And so we definitely hung out for a long time. So we got through our whole wine flight and then ordered a bottle of wine and continued to drink and eat and talk about life. I, however, had never been to this Malibu Wines. I've been to Malibu, maybe it's Safari or Malibu Wines in like actual Malibu, but this is the one in like Woodland Hills area, I think is where it is. Fun fact, I'm sure everyone does, but I hate getting mosquito bites.
Yeah.
Because I just react really poorly. I get so itchy. I can't sleep. I have a really, really tough time with them, because I've like cried. Your mom has given me some like hardcore
numbing
cream that like prescribed by the doctor at times because my mosquito bites have been so bad. And so I have I take my mosquito repellent with me in the car. And if I think I'm going to go somewhere that's bad, I will just spray myself. So much so that Pat and Brooklyn or SP in Brooklyn got upset with me the other day because I walked into the car
It smelled
and it smelled
so much.
all like this. But I did spray myself before I got out of the car from Malibu Wines.
Kind of.
Here's the deal. I thought it was going to be inside. I'd never been. So I was like, I'm sure there's an outside, but I'm sure there's an inside area. It's all outside. All outside. I happened to be wearing a dress that had a slit that went up one leg. Poorest of choices, because I walked away with mosquito bites, and I'm not talking I got 2 or 3. I had 30 mosquito bites all over my legs, on my arm. I have a scar on my hand from where I cut myself with the box cutter. 15 stitches later, it's a really bad scar. I got a mosquito bite right next to that. I literally thought something was wrong with my hand because I was swelling up and I was like, what is happening? Just a mosquito bite next to my scar. No big deal. It was insane.
You got eaten up.
It was terrible.
Have you seen these videos of people putting dryer sheets in their socks to get rid of mosquitoes?
I have. However, I do not carry dryer sheets in my car, but I'm thinking maybe I need to.
Well, that's good because you're a normal human that doesn't carry dryer sheets in her car.
I know, but I don't like mosquito bites.
But I saw the video. These people are putting dryer sheets in their socks to stay away from mosquitoes.
It works.
It works. I don't know if it helps the whole body or just the legs, but you had literally over 30 mosquito bites.
Insane.
And we were hanging out at a party last night, and I have at least 4 or 5 new mosquito bites right now. We should have tried.
4.
We should have tried the dryer sheet trick.
I didn't think there would be mosquitoes.
And we sprayed ourselves
Yeah.
hefty, healthy amount of spraying.
I think we got bit before we sprayed ourselves. To be completely
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got the spray.
Thank you for doing that.
Is there a mosquito season, time for mosquitoes for no reason? Or is this just year round?
I don't know if it's because it's been really humid here too, because it's been rainy and humid and hot. I think that might be what mosquitoes like. I'm not really sure. I just know I don't like them, and I know I'm going to carry on my spray. So if you see me and you hang out with me and I smell a little weird, it's probably because I've just doused myself in mosquito spray prior to seeing you.
And if you see me and I smell like fresh folded laundry, it's because I'm wearing dryer sheets in my socks. So you're welcome. A couple other things. Wanted to give a shout out. One of the things that I like to do, and I don't know if this translates over video or over audio, or if you're like, move on, but I just love sharing little wins with everybody. I just wanted to say thank you, not only to everyone who is listening. We're so grateful that you guys are listening and care about what we're talking about. We've already talked about that, so I won't go into it. But the one metric that I can see is how we're doing on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It's a little bit like the Wild West. You kind of put it out there. You're not sure how many people are listening. Although everywhere we go, people are like, we listen to your podcast when we're cleaning the house or
That's
taking
true.
a shower,
That's
or whatever
very
it
sweet.
is.
Thank you, everyone.
It is always a delight to hear that.
Yeah.
But the one metric that we can see that's public to everyone, not just us, is YouTube. And we've always talked about this. We love talking. We love putting out the content. But the long form content, really, like the podcast itself, that's 60 to 90 minutes, has always been in an effort to have more content on other platforms.
Yeah.
Because as we continue to grow our businesses, your photo booth activation business and my hosting and DJing business, we're realizing we just have to have our faces out there more. So we take all of these episodes, and if you haven't seen it or heard about it, we cut it up into clips and we put it on YouTube and TikTok. So I just want to say, for all the people who are checking us out on YouTube, Thank you so much.
Yeah.
If you remember a couple episodes, we were like, we're almost at 1,300 subscribers. We're now almost at 1,400 subscribers within just a few episodes.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone who's listening, commenting, subscribing, sharing it with your friends. A couple other highlights. We put a video up, I think it was 3 days ago right now. I think it was last week or a couple weeks ago. We were talking about those wasp videos.
Yeah.
That video, we took what we talked about, put it in a clip, and as of today, we're at 30,000 views on that so far. 30,000, which is crazy. We've talked about it before. I always assumed that like 2 people would listen to this, but it's so cool to see it out in the world, people enjoying it. So from the deepest bottom recesses of my heart, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm sure no one can see Kelly kissing you right now. But just like the guy at the wedding, she's giving you kisses.
It's so funny.
Anyway, so there was that. And then we mentioned it. We did get some bites last night at our friend's party, who was having a 30th birthday party. Beautiful house, all outdoors, but we did get bit a little bit.
Yeah, it was a good party. We were celebrating my friend Nicole.
How was that for you?
Who I've known for a long time. I love Nicole.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say that. I love Nicole. I've known Nicole for like 10 years, almost as long. I mean, probably just about as long as I've known Saman. Like, we're all really good friends. There is this weird, it's weird to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it because vulnerability is important. Life happens, right?
Yeah.
Life happens. We grow, we change, we become different people. And I think it's an interesting part of my life that I still have friends in my life that I've known since I was, elementary school, middle school, high school, like a lot. Like, I still know a lot of people. I think that's the church culture. It's
right.
like you kind of, like, I made friends when I was younger, and we kind of all grew up together in church and through high school and a little bit into early college and stuff like that, those college years. But it's interesting because we talk about it a lot. It's hard to make friends in your 30s. It's hard to meet new people because what happens is you have all these friends when you're younger because you have so much time. And then as you get older and you have responsibilities and you get married and you have families, like, you have less time to give to people. And we talk about this a lot. Like, we don't water dead plants. It's not what we do. I'm not going to be the one that continues to reach out to you to hang out with you if you're not going to respond back to me. We're not going to water dead plants. And it's a hard lesson to learn. But it is always interesting sometimes to go to these parties where my like worlds collide between like my friends that I have now, but friends that I had when I was in early middle school, high school, college. Because I find that I sometimes feel like an outcast, like I got left behind.
What do you mean left behind?
Well, like I had a boyfriend that was really good friends with a friend group. And when we broke up, I kind of went my own way, and he kind of stayed with all of like those friends that I had known for forever long. So
the 2 of you together were friends in this friend group.
Yeah. And we had been friends with them prior to us being together. Right.
Okay.
But when we broke up, I kind of went into my own thing. I needed some space. I was attending a different church at the time and needed to be somewhere different. And was trying to find myself, figure out who I was, and made new friends. It's hence where Simone and Nicole come in. We met them there. But yeah, it's weird. I say this to you. I express this to you a lot of the time. Like, it's weird to know somebody so well, but not know them at all. It's like a weird thing.
You're talking about your boyfriend or your friend group?
No, like some of those friends from those early like formative years where I'm like, I really know them. Like, we've went through some really big life experiences together. We have the funny stories we can laugh and talk about. We have the history, but because our lives just went different ways, like, we're still friendly or kind. I think I said it today. Like, there are a lot of people that are kind, but they're not friendly. Like, we're still nice to each other. And like, there are some people that like, you can meet up and like, it's as if no time passed. Like, I still have some of those friends for sure in that friend group, but it is always a little bit weird to go, cause I want to celebrate my friends. Like, I love Nicole. I want to celebrate her. But always wondering how I'm going to, like, am I going to be accepted? Am I going to be seen for who I am now? Or I don't know, is there
like remembered as the person you were versus accepted as the person you are?
And something that I don't know that we've ever talked about, I don't even know that I've ever said this out loud, so You're hearing it first here, I guess.
Love
is
it.
I always wonder when that ex-boyfriend of mine and I broke up, I know what it's like to be a girl. I tell my friends all the good and the bad of the things. Like I realize I don't actually know like what he said about me to our friends. So I don't know like what they maybe have in their back of their mind of like the things that he brought up that he didn't like about me or he said I did. Like I just have no idea.
I'll tell you exactly what he said. It's what every dude in a heterosexual relationship with a woman says. They go, she was crazy, man.
I wasn't crazy.
She was crazy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's good to know. But yeah, it is a little bit sad because it's hard. I can tell I'm getting emotional. I'm an emotional person. I'm a crier. I
love
am.
that about you.
Thank you. But it is a little bit weird because I do like really care about these people. And I think we say this a lot too, but I think we are people that fall in love quite easily with people. And I don't mean in the like romantic way, but it's easy for us to get along with anybody. We can easily make friends. We can easily, just we care about people enough. Like we pay attention enough. We'll ask questions about their life. It's who we are. So sometimes it is sad to like go and be like, I'm excited to see some of these people, but I'm also nervous if they're going to be like mean. And this is it feels so childish and so high school, but I'm just emotional. But it's just hard. It's interesting.
Yeah, I have that feeling sometimes too. While my experience was different than yours, when my marriage split up, anytime I'd run into people that knew me from that phase of life, it always came with a little bit of like, where is this person at? Do they have my best interests at heart or theirs or their best interest or my former wife's best interest or not even know anything? Like there was always those big question marks.
Yeah.
And what I think I've been really excited about with our life is as we've made our way into different places and spaces and met new amazing people, like they're not like, who are you? And tell us all your baggage. It's like, oh, we want to hang out with you because we like who you are.
Yeah.
And we don't like need to know. Well, I mean, relevant things come up, but like, there's just not the baggage that you have with people that you've known for so long.
Yeah. And I think the history and the past and the baggage always makes it a little bit more uncomfortable because you can't just be who you are now. Like who you are and the mistakes you made when you were younger and the things that you did when you were 14, 15, 16, like they still remember it because they lived it with you.
Yeah. And that was one of the things that I forget who told me. It may have been my buddy Craig McDonald. I don't remember who it was, but he had told me when my prior wife and I had split and I had so many people, it was a part of the culture. Once people had found out, they were like, let's get together because I want to hear about it.
My least favorite thing.
Well, it's funny because I was talking to my therapist at the time and she was like, why are you going and spending time with these people?
Yeah.
But because she wasn't a part of the culture, she didn't understand the social obligation of doing that. Like you had to, because if you didn't, you were running away from stuff, you were hiding stuff, you were avoiding stuff, whatever it was. But I think it was Craig, I'm not totally sure. They said like, I was telling him how fatigued I was from having these conversations. And he was like, you just have to understand that you haven't been public about this for a year.
Yeah.
And every time people want to meet with you, it's their first time going through this. So they're just now learning that the couple that they may have loved us, they may not have, they at least knew who we were, that was no longer happening. And they had to go through all their processes and motions of that, where I was like, I've been going through this for a year plus.
Yeah.
Like, why am I getting dragged through all this stuff? Like, are you sure? You should really try. Why don't you? And it's like, no, we're not there anymore.
Yeah. And
like,
you don't even know the story. Yeah.
Totally. Exactly. And that wasn't a story I felt comfortable sharing with people.
Not. Yeah.
Because I didn't think it was there. A lot of reasons.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit like that. And it's tricky. And I'm enjoying our new life of having new amazing people in our life.
Oh, yeah.
That not only know some of our baggage,
yeah,
those who do don't really care about it.
No, because we're a great fit. That's just the truth.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I was thinking about today. I was like, you mentioned we fall in the space of love with people very quickly. And I love that about us.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what I know is you and I can be as a couple and probably as individuals, but definitely as a couple, a bit polarizing.
Yeah.
Like if you love who we are, like you really tend to love who we are.
but if you don't,
if we're not your cup of tea, we are really not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
And you can find that out just by reading the comments on some of our videos.
Yeah, it's true too.
Things like not everybody needs a podcast.
Podcasts.
Yeah, they definitely spelled podcasts. And I was like, let me jump on them. And I didn't.
I'm proud of you.
So I have self-control.
Can we circle back to what you said though about like this culture of like people being like, hey, can we meet for coffee?
Do it.
And they won't tell you why.
I hate it. Yeah.
I remember when that changed for me and when I was like, I'm not going to text people that. Like if I'm going to hang out with someone, I'm going to be like, hey, like I'd love to catch up. Or like, hey, you want to like go out to dinner? And I knew that I was never going to blindside someone again because of the uncomfortability that comes from it. But I distinctly remembered this. You might remember it too. But it was pretty we had been dating for a while.
Uh-huh.
And
I think I know what you're going to say.
And I had a really good friend, like we were really close, and she had just started dating someone who also had just recently been divorced, and they were dating, and something we kind of bonded over. And I distinctly remember we were friends and we would hang out. I remember getting the text message of like, hey, you want to meet for Starbucks? Not a sponsor. And I was like, yeah, let's go. Like, let's do it. It's great. I remember getting there and immediately knowing based off like her demeanor and the way she looked that I was like, oh, this isn't like going to be a fun conversation.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but this isn't going to be fun. And then proceeded to spend the next 30 minutes of her telling me why me dating a divorced man wasn't okay, but it was okay that she was, and that a few other people within our friend community, they were also dating divorced people, but it was totally okay, but it wasn't okay for me, and had to just sit and endure it and try to be kind because we're in a public space and
Right.
like people that I know were coming in and out of this place. It's right across the street from like the place my parents worked. It was I remember it was really crushing because I was like, I mean, I'm excited about starting a new relationship with someone. Obviously I married you, but like we were excited about it. And then to have someone that was on my team and then not on my team and then told me why I was wrong and why I was a bad person and what you should do, not me, what you should do.
Yeah.
All the while she's being really hypocritical because she's literally
In pretty much the exact same situation.
But that was the moment that I was like, I never want to make someone feel this unsafe or uncomfortable in a conversation. There's a few people in my life that I feel like I can. It's you in Brooklyn. And that is because I'm her mom and you're my husband.
That's our business.
Yeah.
What's happening with our kid and each other is our business.
Yeah, you used to say something to me all the time and I'm going to not say it right, but it's something like, is that wrong or is it just not my preference? And if it's not my preference, then like, it's none of my business unless someone like directly asks me. It's not like, and that they're in it, it's none of my business. Yeah. And I think I filter things through that a lot now of like, is it wrong? Like, should they not be doing that thing? Or is it just not my preference?
Yeah. Are you causing harm to someone?
Yeah.
Or is the thing that you're doing just not what I would do or agree with?
Yeah.
And if it's the second one, better to keep your mouth shut. A few things on that. First of all, I'm so grateful that you're not a person like that.
Thank you.
Who goes out of their way to be like, hey, everything's cool and chill. I just need to let you know that I'm not okay with you. It's like there's enough going on in the world and the reality. Mm-hmm. You don't need to go out of your way to make sure someone knows that you don't like them.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah. You don't have to hang out with me if you don't like me.
Yeah, just don't
totally
hang
fine.
out. Don't go out of your way to make sure someone knows that there's a problem. That's so stupid and immature. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad you're not that person. Thanks. Also, I'm sad that is the experience that you've had. And certainly it's the experience I've had as well. Yeah. I think that's the problem. And I promise we've got fun, lighthearted, wonderful, joyful things to talk about.
You're here for all of it.
I hope so. I get worried sometimes. But I will say this. This is the problem when you feel like you have the moral obligation to be the ethics police.
Yeah.
When it falls on you to make sure that if someone's not doing something that you deem right or wrong or whatever it is, it's your job and responsibility to, quote, call them out on it.
I mean, but that's just how the Christian community is. You have accountability partners, where you text them and tell them things that you do that aren't Christian enough or are wrong. Like it is just kind of a part of it. And like to each their own, like whatever you want, but misery loves company.
Yeah.
So I always think like, I wonder what you're going through that you feel like you can call me out on this thing. You don't even know me, nor do you know my life, nor are you willing to come and ask questions. And I do think there's a difference between someone who's like, I'm asking questions to gain understanding, and they still may not agree, but at least they're willing to like hear you out and like try to understand
Right.
versus someone who like comes in hot and is like, nope, what you're doing is wrong. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but this is what I think it is. And it's wrong.
Yeah, you know, we just had lunch with some friends that we love who just happened to be a lesbian couple. That's not how we identify them. They're just people that we love.
Yeah.
And we're reminiscing about a story of when they had either invited a friend over or a friend came over to their home where they cooked dinner for this person.
First time meeting.
Yeah, the significant other. And the whole point of that person coming over was to make sure that that person could say to them that I don't support what you're doing and I can't be friends with you. Like, not only is that manipulative and inappropriate to do, you could do it in so many more healthy ways if you truly believe that, which is wrong anyway. But to like to put yourself into someone's ecosphere, their home, with the intent of doing harm is baffling to me.
It's not very loving, is it?
Doesn't seem like unconditional love to me. Should we move on?
We can move on. Yeah. Here's what I'll say to those listening.
Yeah.
We don't water dead plants in this house. No. Okay. So if you needed to hear that today, this is for you.
I agree with that. And I'll throw back to a few episodes ago when we talked about, we tell our 8-year-old that there's really no such thing as bad words, just adult words. There's only a few words that we'd call bad, and those things are hate speech that are meant to intentionally harm people.
Yep.
I think there's certain parts of culture that is meant specifically to harm people in the guise of doing what's good or right.
Yeah.
And I think that's wrong and bad.
I do too.
But enough of that for now.
But I will say this, just to circle back on the party, which is what we were talking about originally.
Yes.
I will say that although I go into these things and am worried about feeling out like an outcast, I think there are times where that definitely happens. But there are also times where I'm happily surprised by interactions that we have. And yesterday, particularly, I was very happy because we are now going we're going to drag brunch. And I'm
drag brunch.
And I'm so excited. And someone that we saw there is going to take us.
Yeah.
From
we church, by the way.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if there's like correct etiquette or what that looks like, but we've been wanting to go for over a year and just didn't know like what to do. So that's like my positive thing from yesterday was like walking away. Shim wants to come. I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm like,
so
yeah,
good.
we're going to do this. We're going to brunch hard. And I'm going to get a fan. I'm going to be so cool. I'm really excited.
I will say this too. Last night was wonderful. The whole party was a delight. And happy birthday, Nicole. Thank you for inviting us. Everything was wonderful. And drag brunch is just one of the many awesome things that came from that.
Yep.
So, all good, all fun.
Yep.
Ready to jump into some emails?
Ready.
Let's do it. Okay. So I picked just a couple of emails this week to jump in. As always, you can always hit us up either directly via DM, text message, or at hardlyworkingfans@gmail. That's hardlyworkingfans@gmail.com. You can send in anything you want, just like this next. I don't know if he's a listener or a viewer, but no, it's a viewer.
Okay.
Viewer watching our episodes, just like Michael. You ready for the first email?
Yep.
All right. It's from Michael. It says this. Hi, SP and Kelly. I saw your videos on YouTube this week and decided to go back and listen to all the old episodes. I have 2 left before I'm caught up, and hopefully this email might make it into one of your new episodes.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Michael. I wanted to send in a weird story I came across this week. Hopefully you haven't already talked about it. I can't wait to hear this week's episode. You two already feel like new friends to me.
Yay.
Can I just say this before we go into the article he sent? I can't tell you how many people have said that, where they're like, I feel like I'm hanging out with my friend.
That's our goal.
That is the
Truly.
goal. Yeah.
I said it. We fall in love easily, and we hope that you can fall in love with us easily.
Yeah.
If we met you in real life, we'd probably be like, we're friends.
Exactly.
We're friends.
So we're here to be your friends. And
Yeah.
I love that. We had so many people even last night say that. They're like, when I'm cleaning the house or when my spouse is gone at work, I put the podcast on and I feel like I'm hanging out with my friends. When I'm at the gym or driving my car, I feel like I'm hanging out with you.
That's great.
So it's so cool. So thank you to Michael and anyone who feels like that. So this was the article that he sent. The article is entitled, Americans Caught Smuggling 375 Pounds of Fruit Roll-Ups into Israel. TikTok is to blame.
For the ice cream.
You already know.
I didn't know about them taking
That's a
it in
great
Israel,
guess.
but that was really big a couple months ago where they put ice cream into a fruit roll up and it would be crunchy when you take a bite.
Yeah. So I looked at the article that he sent, and it is a couple months old.
Okay.
Which is probably why we haven't talked about it. So even
that's
better.
so funny.
Yes. So if you don't remember, a couple months ago on TikTok, which probably bled into Instagram, there was this huge viral trend of taking fruit roll-ups and then putting ice cream in it and wrapping the fruit roll-up around it.
Yeah.
And it made like a crunchy treat.
Yeah, it made the fruit roll up instead of the fruit roll up being like
Chewy.
gummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a hard.
Crunchy. Well,
Crunchy.
we never
Yeah,
tried it, but it seemed crunchy.
I didn't need it.
I would try it. I'm not a big ice cream person, but I am a fruity person.
That's true.
And fruit roll-ups are my jam.
Okay.
So here were the highlights. It says Israel officials found a strangely sweet surprise in an American tourist suitcase. The American couple's suitcase was bursting with 375 pounds of fruit roll-ups.
That's a lot.
This is where it gets better. This wasn't even the first time this happened the same week.
Really?
The same week.
Oh my gosh.
A total of, wait for it, 661 pounds of fruit roll-ups had been seized by the airport authorities
So they
in
don't
Israel.
let it go through?
So they don't, because
I was going to say, what's wrong with it?
yeah, so I read a few things. It says visitors can bring up to 30 pounds of food products
Okay.
in a shipment, but no more than about 10 pounds of one specific product.
Oh, okay.
So you can't bring more than 10 pounds of fruit roll-ups.
If you had
or
different
oranges.
flavors, would it count?
Let me think about it. Yes, it would count as different. I'm very
You're making
familiar
that up.
with the Israeli airport security.
I was just asking. You have been there, so.
We both have.
I know.
So,
They're
yeah,
scary. I'm just gonna
they
say,
have, yeah.
No.
They have big, scary weapons.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So it says the influx of fruit roll-ups is because of a viral TikTok sensation
Yep.
of wrapping ice cream with the fruit roll-up and enjoying the crunchy, fruity, creamy treat. So that's what happened.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know if you don't get fruit roll-ups in Israel or what, but the article
It's
is talking
probably
about
like
that.
how you don't get Cheetos in like Europe.
Yeah, because of banned ingredients.
Yeah, you shouldn't eat those. They're so good, but you shouldn't eat them. They're so bad for
Cheetos?
you. Yeah.
I'm not going to stop. You can't
That's why we
make
die
me.
young here.
I don't have a problem, and I'm happy dying young. Anyway, thank you, Michael, for sending that in. Feel free to send in all of your stuff, not just Michael, but anyone listening and watching. If there's articles that we've missed before the podcast,
Yeah,
it's
send it
fun
in.
to
We'll
have
talk
them.
about it.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I have one other email that I want to talk about
Okay.
because you know what? We just haven't talked about this person in a while.
Okay.
Your dad
As
sent
my
in
dad?
an email. Yeah.
How did I know?
Not only did he send in an
He's
email,
our number one fan.
he is, but he's also our number one fan. He's also our number one fact checker.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what that was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Fact checker. So here's the email. I've got a follow-up from Mark. Last week we talked about a new segment called Did You Fall For It?
And I didn't.
You did. Some
Nah,
of them you
some of them
did.
I did. I'm just
The
kidding.
I haven't heard from your mom about the Sketcher stuff.
I'll reach out.
Yeah, maybe she hasn't listened. I don't know. But your dad definitely
They probably
has.
watch together. But anyways,
Because
what
your
did he
dad
say?
was live emailing us as it went, and I love it. So last week we talked about that segment, Did You Fall For It? It's about companies that had lies in their advertising
Yeah.
and asking the question, did you fall for those lies? One of those lies was Red Lobster saying that it's lobster bisque
Hermit crab.
was actually lobsters. But yeah, it was a cousin of the hermit crab called the langostino.
Okay. What
So,
did he say?
I got an email from your dad
Yep.
that said this. Just fact checking, langostino is a type of lobster.
No, it's not.
Hope Red Lobster isn't listening. And
They're
he
not.
sent me a link from coastalwandering.com.
Okay.
I did my own research. Look, I don't do any research leading into this.
That's not true. He does.
No. I prep, but I don't fact check anything.
Okay.
I leave
We
it
should hire him to fact check.
I leave it to the loyal listeners and viewers to fact check. But in this case, when I got the email, I was like, I'm going to do some research. So I typed it in. You want to know what I found out?
What?
There's a Wikipedia entry. Let me try that one more time.
Oh, Wikipedia.
Entry for langostino,
Okay.
which is what they use in the Red
Does
Lobster
it just
lobster
say
bisque.
in Red Lobster bisque on the Wikipedia
Yeah.
page?
It says
I'm going to go at
langostino
it.
is a Spanish word with different meanings in different areas. In the United States, it's commonly used in the restaurant trade to refer to the meat of a squat lobster.
What's a squat lobster?
I don't know. What I do know is it goes on to say, which is not a true lobster. Yeah, it gets better.
Okay.
37 minutes later, I get another email
From my dad?
from your dad who says, here's another story.
Okay.
Okay, langostino means little lobster in Spanish.
Okay.
But the FDA says that it is not lobster. So I guess you're okay with Red Lobster.
Well, Red Lobster's not okay with all of us, though.
But I was
liars.
right. And how dare you fact check me?
No, thank you for fact checking.
Yeah, please keep doing that. 3 minutes later, I get another email.
Oh my good, from my dad?
Yes.
Thanks, Dad.
But this one just says, cats in bed? Yes.
Oh, because they have 2 cats.
On the counter? No.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, so
I think I said that.
Yeah, if you didn't hear last week's episode, listen to it. But your dad was live emailing us as he watched the show.
I love that.
Which is awesome.
They do have 2 cats that are very, well, snuggly with them.
Not with anybody else. They
No,
hide
really.
anytime we're over there.
Not Lucky. Yeah, Lucky. I had to think about his name. I was like, it's not Hunter, it's Lucky. We've had a lot of cats.
Fun fact. The cat at your parents' house has not 10 toes, not 11, but how many toes does that
28.
have? 28
7 toes
on each paw.
7, 14, 21, 28.
I was told there'd be no math.
Math. 28.
Math, a lot
yeah,
of
he has
toes.
really huge paws because he has multiple digits,
There you
extra
go.
digits on each paw.
All the digis.
I have something.
You have extra toes?
No, I too, not an email, but I was sent a DM
Okay.
by my friend Kelsey,
Okay.
who I love her and she's so great. But which you should all check it out because I have a little bit. She sent me, I think she might be a few weeks behind, but she's busy. You know, they're getting ready to have a baby. She's got a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
But she sent me a link or a screenshot to Amazon. Amazon's flash sale. I guess it's not a flash sale, but their Labor Day sale, all of Legos. They're having a Labor Day Lego sale on Amazon. And she sent me like a thing. You should go check it out because I know you love your Legos.
I love it.
So I'm going to go check it out. I found a space shuttle. It's on sale. It's like 30% off.
It's all new
There's a couple
information
other
to me.
things that might be in my cart for me to build. I was very excited because I didn't know that Legos would go on sale for Labor Day, but they're on sale.
The amount of Legos in our home currently,
It's not enough.
it's mind-boggling. We are out of Lego space.
I'm ready to donate them or sell them.
Really?
$20 for a built Lego from Kelly.
Dang, that's a deal.
Yeah, it is.
People
a steal.
should hop on
Steal of a
that.
deal.
Well, thank you. Was it Kelsey you sent that in?
Kelsey, yeah.
Thank you. I'm sure my home won't thank you, but my wife will for
If you're
all
looking
the new
to get me
Legos.
stuff, it's Legos, guys. I just want to build Legos
That's it. I think that's your therapy.
while watching something. That's it.
Specifically lately, bones.
Yeah. Which Brooklyn has started being like, why are they screaming or what's going on? Because like whenever they find a body, if you don't know Bones, you check it out. It's really great. But it's a crime show. I'm very into them. It's fake. It's like a theatrical show.
I think most people know what bones is.
I don't know people. It's old now, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. It's a procedural
Thank
where
you. Yeah.
someone has died at the beginning of the episode and the
And the
rest of the
Jeffersonian
episode
and the FBI are going to figure it out.
is figuring it out.
Yeah, but she started to be like, what's that? Can I come and see? And then she'll come over and look and be like, is that a skull? And I'll be like, yes. And it's like really gross too. And she's like, it's fake. I'm like, yeah, it is. That's right. But it's just so funny. I was like, she's 8 going on 30.
But I think she says like, that's not even scary, to like reassure us that it was okay that she
She's
saw
not going to
it.
have nightmares because I've been worried that she's going to
Yeah,
wake
yeah.
up and be like, I see the skull.
I love it
I'm like,
though.
oh.
I told you this. I'll say it here too. I like that she's learning about this stuff with us because she's going to see that stuff at some point.
Yeah.
I'd rather her be like, oh, that's not that scary because we paused it and showed it to her or whatever, than her being like, oh my gosh, at some other moment. So that has been weird. This is the first time she's ever taken any interest in your shows though.
Yeah.
You who doesn't watch a lot of television.
I watch a lot of stuff, especially when I
Thank
get
you.
ready, when I'm in the bath.
I just
I'm a
needed
bath
that
taker.
because I think it was last week. You're like, you threw me under the bus with how much TV. I'm glad that you're like, I own it now. I watch
mean,
a lot of television
I also hang out with you a lot and we do a lot of stuff together.
while you watch television.
Not always.
Most of the time.
Not always.
Not always.
Thank you.
99% of the time.
Whatever.
Okay, so that was the follow-ups. Just to reiterate, hardlyworkingfans@gmail.com if you want to send something in, or hit us up, DM, text, whatever, carrier pigeon. I don't care, whatever you got to do. Send us in whatever you want to talk about. I have another new segment for you.
Okay.
I already know that we're going long, but we're going to dig into
Who
it.
cares?
Because just like Ryan said,
Thanks, Ryan.
people are listening because they want to listen. So don't worry about the time.
Nope.
We won't, but I will. I have a new segment for you.
Okay.
Last week we had, Did You Fall For It?
Yep.
This week we have, Can You Believe It?
Isn't it like the same thing?
It is. Do it with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Can you believe it? Gosh, we're good at that. We should quit our jobs and just do voiceover.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Can You Believe It is about companies' biggest social media mistakes.
Oh my gosh.
So this is stuff that companies, global companies,
Okay.
have posted on their social medias
Okay.
that was not appropriate, etc.
Okay.
So it's not a game. I'm just going to walk you through 4 of them today.
Okay.
The first one was this. Snapchat. Remember Snapchat?
Yeah. It
Apparently-
still exists. It came it made a comeback at some point. in
I
time.
know some people are still on Snapchat. I don't know who, but remember the filters and different things that were on there?
I'm sorry. I said come back and it made me think about Chris Pratt on one of the bloopers from what's it called?
Oh,
Parks
Parks
and
and
Rec.
Rec and Kim Kardashian. Look them up if you haven't seen it.
It's funny. Okay.
But speaking
Sorry.
of Chris's, it's not Chris Pratt, but it's Chris Brown. So there was a filter on Snapchat. It was Would You Rather. And the Would You Rather was, would you rather slap Rihanna or punch Chris Brown?
Punch. Should I not answer? I kind of did.
Well, if you are listening or watching at home and that doesn't mean anything to you, let me explain.
I don't know.
There have been no less than 2 domestic violence abuse reports from Chris Brown
Yeah,
and
I
Rihanna.
think- yep.
Years ago, he punched her in the mouth in a car and split her lip. And then years after that in Paris, he beat her in a hotel room. And Snapchat was like, you know what would be hilarious? Doing a Would You Rather about domestic abuse. So that wasn't very cool.
No, but I'm sure everyone picked punch him
Oh, yeah.
because,
Because that guy is a jerk.
yeah.
Don't hit women.
No.
Don't hit anybody unless they're going to harm someone that you need to protect.
Yeah.
That's how I live my life.
Yep.
Second one. Do you know who Carrie Fisher is?
Yeah. She recently, well, I guess not recently passed away.
A couple years ago,
but
passed
yeah.
away. Yeah, so she played
Princess Leia. Yeah.
Princess Leia. And,
I'm down with the cool kids or
Yeah, you
nerds, I
are.
guess, because I guess Star Wars is more nerdy than it is cool.
you know,
I don't really know.
nerd's the new cool.
Yeah.
But when Carrie Fisher passed away,
Hmm.
she played Princess Leia.
Yes.
Cinnabon took the opportunity, yes, to tweet, "You'll always have the best buns in the galaxy."
Okay, that was better than what I thought you were going to say.
What do you think it was going to be?
I thought they did a promotion of like, come and get 2 cinnamon buns in honor. I was like, that isn't cool. Always say you have the best buns in the galaxy. That's kind of sweet and kind.
It's not.
Why not?
Because buns mean the hair buns.
And they also mean your buns.
Yeah. So when a person
buns.
dies, it's just not appropriate.
I hear you.
Okay,
But
let
at
me-
least they didn't try to like make money off of it by saying, come and get your Princess Leia buns. Limited time offer.
Even that, I would be like tacky but fair. Okay. But I put these in order of least
Okay.
terrible to terrible.
I'm ready.
Number 3. In the UK,
Mm-hmm.
Burger King tweeted, "Women belong in the kitchen."
Except for the queen.
God rest her soul.
Yeah, may she rest in peace.
This was on National Women's Day. And they said it was an effort to highlight gender diversity in the restaurant industry. So someone was like, you know what would promote gender diversity in the workplace?
If we tell them they
Women belong in the kitchen. How out of touch do you have to be to tweet that?
Burger King.
Burger King out
That's
of
the
touch.
answer, yeah.
Maybe they were trying to compete with Wendy's, whose Twitter game is fire.
Yeah, but
Hilarious.
No.
But there's no situation where that works.
You know, it's this is sorry, but some old white man sitting behind a computer, like, how do I do Twitter?
Yeah.
Or X, whatever you want to call it now.
It was Twitter back then.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more. You ready?
I'm ready.
It's my favorite one. Oh gosh, it's so bad. To congratulate runners on completing the Boston Marathon, don't get ahead of me. Adidas sent out an email that said, "Congrats, you survived the Boston Marathon."
Oh my gosh!
How did I already know? It was like the Boston Marathon. Which hopefully everyone knows this. There was a bombing, the Boston Marathon. So
Yep.
just how many years after that did they tweet that?
You know what? Not enough years.
Yeah, I was like, it's too
Whatever
soon.
it was. Yeah. Come on. There's a statute of limitations for things.
And that's
I get
why we
it.
buy from Nike.
There you go. That's
kidding.
But honestly, congratulations on surviving the Boston Marathon.
It's like you could have
Clearly.
picked any other word
Yes.
choice.
Clearly someone who like wasn't thinking that had
Yeah.
happened.
Congrats on passing the finish line. Yeah, whatever it is.
Done. but that was the worst one that I saw. And shout out to Sam Bucha on TikTok for awesome videos with some of this stuff.
Oh my God.
But wowzers, it was not awesome. I've got some other stuff for you.
Okay.
You want to go to the next one?
Is it the same?
No,
is it a
we are
different
done
segment?
with Can You Believe It or whatever I
Are
named
we
the
going
last
into
segment.
unpopular opinions?
No, we are way far away from unpopular opinions.
Okay. I also have stuff, but
Save it, girl.
okay. I'm saving
Because-
it. I'm ready. I think that's kind of SpongeBob. I didn't really watch SpongeBob.
It's what he says.
I'm ready. How
It
does it
doesn't
go?
sound like him.
I can't sound like him because I don't sound like him.
Everyone's turning off the show right now.
I watch it now with our daughter.
I'm here to steal your bit again.
Oh my gosh.
It's time for Fun Facts with SP. So here's how this is going to go. I've compiled a list of 4 fun facts.
Okay.
And I have 3 answers to fill in the fun facts.
Okay.
So not only can you play, but you listening and watching can play at home.
Okay.
Here's how it goes. Number 1. Research shows that the smarter a person is, 1, the less happy they are, 2, the less friends they have, or 3, the less money they have. Think about the smarter the person is, what is it in their life that they have less of?
Friends.
Less happy, less friends, or less money?
Friends.
You're right. They have less friends. Why do you think that is?
Because they're probably smart enough and know how to make a lot of money, or like whatever their smarts are, help them make money. They're probably happy because they're smart.
You think the happier you are, the less you need friends in your life?
No. Well, maybe.
Because I have like no friends. Does that make me really smart?
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. No, I would say that I think really smart people are a little bit socially awkward.
That's true.
And I could imagine it being difficult or hard to make a mundane conversation with people that aren't as smart as you. And so the other people that you're friends with are probably other people that are as smart as you. And let's just be honest, there's not that many super smart people.
There are not that many super smart people. That's true.
In the world.
And those people have very few friends.
They have all the friends they need.
That's it.
We don't water dead plants in this house.
That's right. Or this studio.
Yeah.
That's why all of our plants are
Well, in the
fake.
hardly working house. Get it?
House.
House.
All right, so you got that one right. I'm confident you're going to keep the streak alive.
Oh my gosh. It's so much pressure. When you
I know. Number 2, every year, 1,700 people in the U.S., 1, become millionaires, 2, die in boat accidents, or 3, close their businesses.
die in boat accidents.
That is incorrect.
Is it close their businesses?
That is incorrect.
Become millionaires?
Millionaires.
There's no way.
That is the fun fact.
Give me the fact again. Like the full thing with the answer since I got it wrong. Pressure's gone.
Every year, 1,700 people in the U.S.
Oh, it's not as many
become
as I thought.
millionaires. That's 1,700.
How do they become millionaires?
I'm going to assume real estate. Look, I already,
wanted you
full
to-
disclosure, I don't do the research here.
I just wanted to know so we could do it.
Well, we're
And then help
already
our friends
millionaires.
listening.
We're fine. We have all of the dollars. We are actually billionaires. I don't know if you know this about us.
Billionaires.
With a B. We are
Nah,
already
man.
billionaires.
That's whack.
In love. In
That's
life.
true.
So yeah, 1,700 people. 1,700.
I wanna be
actually
friends
think
with
that's
them.
right. Deal.
Are they smart?
Yeah, I hope not, because then they wouldn't have a lot of
Yeah, that's true. That's why they have so much money.
All right, number 3. This will jog your memory a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because you experienced it, and I kind of pseudo asked you a question about this because as a colorblind American, this was tough for me. Number 3 is
Oh, yeah.
this: the viral dress.
Yep.
Some of y'all know what I'm talking about already. The viral dress from years ago, which was white and gold or blue and black,
Mm-hmm.
was scientifically determined to be 1, white and gold, 2, blue and black, or 3, blue and gold.
White and black. White and gold. That's the answer.
None of those are the options.
White
but
and gold.
Good. You know, here's a fun fact. Whenever I write all of this stuff, I'm like, I'll remember.
You don't
so I don't mark the answers. But I'm pretty sure
You don't remember.
I don't remember. No, it was white and gold.
Yeah, that's what
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that that was what it was. That's what I think. I did see it. You couldn't see it because you're colorblind, but I saw it as both. But mostly saw it as white and gold.
I had whatever it was, I think I saw it as white and gold exclusively, except for truly a split second where my brain was like, "Meh," and it went to black and blue or whatever it was. And I was like,
Cannot compute. Yeah.
And then it was back and I couldn't go back there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Our brains are so weird.
So weird.
They're so weird. All right. Fourth and final one.
We're going to start a new war of people being like, it was white and gold. No, it was black and blue.
What's so funny is when I was looking it up, there's a Wikipedia entry for it, and it's just called The Dress. It's like, what's the company that has the tote bag?
Marc Jacobs.
Which I think is so arrogant to be like, no one else can have a tote bag because this is the
It's a pretty cool tote bag.
It's not. It's a tote bag.
I had a friend who had it, and I was like, this is pretty cool.
Okay, let me tell you something. No tote bag is cool. Convenient? Sure. Handy? Yes. An accessory? I'll even give you that.
It's cute. I liked it.
Super cool? It's a bag.
Yeah. You're not a girl. You don't get it.
It's like a canvas bag.
Some of them have designs on them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A design?
Yeah. I think Ashley had one that had like maybe leopard prints on it or something like that.
I don't even know who Ashley is.
Reyes.
I do know who Ashley is.
Yeah.
Look.
She's the new training director.
Oh, good for her.
At Nashville.
She's
Congratulations,
awesome.
Ashley.
Congratulations. She doesn't listen to this.
You don't know.
But maybe someone who listens to it will tell her we congratulated her. But it was called The Dress, which I thought was amazing because it wasn't like black and gold dress, white and black, whatever it was. It was just like The Dress. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think most people go their whole lives hoping to get notoriety like that.
For sure. It's interesting, though, because I think when you said The Dress, obviously I know what you're talking about because in the context, but my brain would have gone to J-Lo's dress that she wore
to what?
The green one.
Not the
You're
Super Bowl
colorblind.
one? No, that was Janet
like really
Jackson.
low cut. Funner facts with Kelly.
I'm sorry. Funner facts?
Funner facts with Kelly. Yeah. Yeah. You know, the green one that was like cut all the way down. You know that's why Google Images was made.
I think you've talked about this on the show.
I don't know that I have, but I'm going to say it again. But that's why Google Images was made because so many people were trying to see her in that boobalicious dress.
She's not a very boobalicious person.
But that dress was like...
She's a bootylicious person.
I know, but I'm just saying. So many people
were Googling
to see her in that
J-Lo
dress.
dress.
Yeah, that Google Images was made.
So there.
Basically.
Poof, vamoose. I did not know that.
Fun facts.
Actually, no, I did know that, but it still doesn't feel true. One of these days, I want to sit down and talk to you about the top 5 or 10 most Googled people in a year.
Okay.
Because just like you said, Google Images was allegedly invented for J-Lo's
Or at least became
dress.
really popular because of that.
That I will give you. That makes sense.
I think
to
it was
me.
made more accessible because of her. But
Yeah. But one of my favorite things to do is hear the list of the most Googled people of the year. So as we get towards the end of this year, not only will we do our top knots, which is what we do every single year privately, but we'll do now on the show.
Some of them on the show, yeah.
Some of them will be like, can't do that one publicly. But most of them we'll do. We'll do our top knots, but also maybe I'll throw in, if I can remember, which if you listen or watch the show, you know I won't remember. But if I can remember, we'll do the top most Googled people of the year.
I'll make a note of it so maybe we can remember to do that.
That's how our life works. If you don't know Kelly and I, Kelly is the one who makes stuff happen. Actually, she's the one who remembers things and tells me so that I can make them happen. Mm-hmm. So we might make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. I've got one more for you.
Okay.
Number 4.
Okay.
A balloon. Are you familiar with balloons?
I do know what a balloon is.
Heard of them?
Yes.
A balloon will pop
Hate
if it comes into contact with 1, a eucalyptus leaf.
Okay.
2, an unlit candle.
Okay.
Or 3, an orange peel.
Like a peeled orange peel?
The answer is just as orange peel, like the rind of an orange
An
peel.
unlit candle.
So the question is, a balloon will pop if it comes into contact with what? The options were a eucalyptus leaf, an unlit candle, or an orange peel. You picked an unlit candle.
Yeah.
You are wrong. It's not an unlit candle.
What is it?
Well, it's either a eucalyptus leaf
Here's
or
the
an
deal.
orange peel.
Let me just walk you through my thought process.
Walk me through it.
Is
girl.
that a lot of people, when they build like balloon arches for events here in the event world, they put like eucalyptus leaves or like some type of foliage in it a lot. And for Simon's baby shower, her theme was cuties, as in the oranges. And I'm pretty sure we put oranges next to the balloons and they didn't pop. So I believe this fact is incorrect. I'm just kidding. Then my guess would be like an orange rind.
Which is the peel.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. See, that's why I said, though, is it like on the orange or is it peeled? Because my first thought was like, if it's a peeled one, then that would make sense because of all like the acidity of the orange and whatever happens in that probably would, I don't know why, but my brain was like, that would make sense. And then you were like, I think it's just the orange.
You mean like in an old fashioned when they like twist it in the aroma comes out? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
The zhuzh comes out of it.
Yes.
Look, it wasn't that specific. So I don't know. But the answer was an orange peel.
Okay, makes sense.
What do you got going on? You got something for me?
Yeah, but I need you to stall for 3 seconds.
I cannot stall for 3 seconds. One thing that I'm not good at as a host is stalling for long periods of time. There's this one time I had to stall. I was in Orlando doing a gig.
You're doing great. Keep going.
Thank you. And I was on the comms. If you're not in the events world, you might not know what that is. It's a headset where production talks to you. And now you got to keep going. Oh my gosh, not a sponsor, but we should talk about the Benadryl stick. Anyway, I was on comms in Orlando and we just had the Blue Man Group perform. And if you've never seen the Blue Man Group, they do an awesome performance that involves drums, lots of paint, lots of lighting, lots of mess. And for some reason, we thought that we could clear off the stage at this live event in 2 minutes. Well, so wrong. I get a note on my headset. They're like, hey, we need you to stall for 10 to 15 minutes. This was the first gig I had done with this company. And I was like, okay. And so I'm like looking at Kelly. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
I'm there as his production assistant.
You're doing the PA gig.
Trying to help him out however he can. We were told this like literally 30 seconds prior to going, I think, on.
Yeah, it was insane. But I'll tell you this. All of my years of working in ministry, speaking to people, stalling, talking about stuff, came out in that moment. And all I did was we had a very famous keynote speaker who was coming in the next day or 2 days after. And so I looked up that person's stuff and I was like, who's excited for so-and-so? When I think of so-and-so, here's what I think about. And I did like this mini sermon about it.
People loved it.
Yeah. And not sermon like religious sermon, but like, here's my tight 10 minutes on this one thought.
Yeah. And 3 years later, we're still working with that production company,
That's
to go to Florida actually to do a gig with them in a week and a half.
Yep. And so 3 years later, the company that we worked for
no longer exists.
That's a story for another time.
But the people from the company went to another company and want you there.
That's true. And I will tell you this, as a words of affirmation person who only believes he's good as he hears, on the comms, Kelly told me that people were like, did he plan that? How did he do that? And I was like, yeah, it wasn't planned. Anyway, did I stall long enough?
You did stall long enough. Sorry, I have bug bites and they were really itchy. And if I keep scratching at them, it'll just be terrible. So I put my Benadryl stick on.
We do have a Benadryl stick. We're usually a hydrocortisone family, but we ran to Target and we got this Benadryl stick and it was really, really freaking good. Now, Kelly, you've got that pulled up. Yep. And we've got people on the edge of their car seats ready for it. We've passed the hour mark, and I still have so much, which means this week is going to be a jam-packed week full of not one, but 2 hardly working episodes.
Woo-woo.
So if you want to hear more about what Kelly's going to bring to the table, what we're going to talk about with unpopular opinions and weird stories, you're going to have to wait 2 or 3 days before we let that episode out. Because we want to make sure you get all the hardly working goodness that you can. But for now, that's all the time we've got for this week's episode. First half of the episode for Hardly Working. I'm SP.
And I'm Kelly.
And we love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing with your friends, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that stuff. And the truth is, look, even if you don't do any of that stuff, I'm just glad that you listen. Because we like to be in your ear holes, in your eyeballs as much as we can. Because we love hanging out and chatting, and we love that you enjoy it too.
Yep.
So if you need some friends, we're here with you every week.
Yep. And reminder, in this house,
we don't water dead plants. I love you.
I love you too.
And I love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.